So hi there folks, it's me, Smowtown, and I'm here with a PvP video for Beast Mode, which is the Beast Claw and Beast's Embrace. Now that's the forward R2, that's the backstep R2, that's the backstep R1. Just thought I'd showcase some of my favourite moves there. Here's my stats: 105, 50 vitality, 50 strength, so a nice strength build, clockwork rune, anti-clockwise rune, and the visceral attack claw mark rune. And obviously I've got the plus 10 beast claw, and obviously I've got the beast embrace rune to give me that beast mode. Now what I'll say about this is I'm not by any means the absolute pro at beast mode on PvP. I just wanted to do a video that shows how much fun it is. So with that in mind, I hope you enjoy this video of me and a few of my fights when I was playing as a beast. Now what I'll say first of all about beast mode is my kind of favourite aspect of it is the look, aesthetics of it, kind of role playing possibilities you can have with it, and the kind of the sidestepping and the dodging. You'll see here that you're more kind of animalistic when you move, and that's really exciting. You'll see that I'm starting here without transformed, mainly because not only am I trying to get a nice interrupt, but the transform attack is pretty wicked. You'll see me use it a couple of times in various fights. And that's just the R1 attack that chain combo I'm using there, which eventually goes into a kind of slam into the ground. Some nice damage itself. It's not as fast as the transformed R1. You see I managed to get that interrupt there, and the fight is turned in my favour. You have to bear in mind that this build is a bit like a glass cannon. Beast mode, if you didn't know, when you're building up that beast meter, it increases your damage output, but it also increases the damage that you take. And that aside, you also have to close the distance and get in really close to people that might be able to outrange you with most weapons. And you'll see in a couple of fights I actually die in one or two hits, which shows how it's fun, but it's not, in my opinion, if you're trying to win fights, the best build. But then saying that, there will be people extremely skilled. There you see me use that overhead attack. That was the transform R1, the transform attack. And that kind of roar I did, that's the L2 when you're in transform mode, and that's basically beast roar, the hunter's tool, but you don't actually use any quicksilver bullets, so it's quite good, and it can knock your enemies off. This guy's using the burial blade, quite a good weapon for PvP, as you'll see the fact that he beats me. It's not that hard to fight against, to be honest. You can interrupt it quite easily, but again with the beast claw, despite the fact that I can dodge through a lot of his attacks, I have to get in close, and I'm always going to get outranged. This guy is using the Kirkhammer, which is one of my favourite weapons, and he's using the flame sprayer as well. And you'll see again that the speed of this build is what actually trumps most things when you're playing PvP. I believe your invincibility frames are a lot higher when you're in this mode. See again, I'm going for an interrupt there. Not quite getting it. So I see it again, I sidestepped right through his flame spray there. That's the thing, you can sidestep very quickly round to the side and back of your opponents. Even in PvP, I found that quite a lot. That's the kind of main draw of it. I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do with my cannon here. I know I don't have enough ammunition for it, so that's quite silly. You see I'm just using the untransformed R1, doing quite a bit of damage with it. And there I use the transform attack to finish him off. That overhead slash, it comes out really quickly, which is why I like it. It definitely is one of the best weapons in the arsenal. This fight's an interesting one, mainly because we both die at the same time, which is fun. He's using the executioner's glove there, you can see. Again, not a huge threat anyway, never mind when you're in beast mode and you can quickly sidestep. Again, look how he moves when he's in beast mode, it's so cool. It is definitely the best aspect of playing as a beast. Apart from the fact he looks like a small cleric beast. Again, you saw me use the transform attack there, you see I'm quite in love with it. It is definitely one of the best aspects. Apart from the fact these chain R1s that you back people into a corner. It is insane. And there we go, I managed to catch up and kill him at the same time. But apparently it counts as a win for me. But I don't. This fight's good because I used the, there you go, the charged R2. You have to press forward on the directional pad as you use that. That move there where I slash the ground, that's the charging R2, so you hold down circle and press R2 as you make it to your enemy. I wanted to show this fight not just because of the tactics that I use, but because of the church pick. I don't really see it much in PvP, but you see that this chap, I feel like I'm winning this fight, but he just basically one-shots me here. See, it's quite a good weapon. This guy's using the Moonlight Greatsword. This is quite a good fight because this guy's quite honourable. I'm cutting my health here because that's kind of the protocol when you're fighting the Chalice dungeons, at least, and you're the host. You see he's using the Executioner's Glove again. Not a big threat, especially when you're in beast mode. And you can see that his transformed Moonlight Greatsword's not much of a threat, but he becomes a threat when he turns it back to the regular mode, which is funny because most people think the Moonlight Greatsword's more dangerous in its transform mode. Now I'm giving him a bow here because he let me deal with that interloper without trying to attack me at the same time, which is very honourable of him. You can see now that the fight turns in his favour now that he's untransformed it because of those really quick stabbing R2s. Because it kind of matches my speed and it hits out really quickly, whereas the transform mode of the Moonlight Greatsword isn't very fast. No, just showcasing those side steps, they're pretty incredible, both looks and utility. We're having a good fight here. It goes on quite a while until more interlopers get involved, and then I embarrass myself for the whole world to see. But again, I'm not the best PvPer, especially with the Beast Claws. You see he managed to quite successfully ruin my charging R2 there, which does do a bit of damage. So you see I'm obviously moving back to my untransformed state so I can hit with a transformed attack. I'm aware that I'm probably losing this one at this point. I've got very little health, and especially in Beast Claw mode that's not great, considering you always have to be the aggressor trying to close the gap. I mean, that's probably not true. The backstep R1 and backstep R2 are really good for catching aggressors off guard. You see again he's been honourable letting me deal with these guys, but I can't deal with them. And I'd like to apologise for this fight. This is a very slow and long fight, mainly because this guy is a healer. I wanted to show this fight because it showcases some of the best values about the Beast Claw, because I get to use a lot because it's a longer fight. I also just wanted to offer my kind of commentary on PvP when it comes to honour and rules and etc. So my rule is this: I will not heal, and I will cut my health if I'm the host. However, that being said, I want a fair fight. So if the other player decides that healing is what he wants to do in a fight, I'm not going to criticise that, because that's how they want to play. That's fine. However, I will also heal if they heal, which is why I heal in this fight. Because it's not a fair fight if he's healing whenever he wants and I'm not. So I just thought I'd offer my explanation on that. I know obviously people are free to criticise me. Maybe some people believe you shouldn't even heal if your opponent heals, that you should just die or whatever, or try and beat them without heals. And that's fine. That's just my set of beliefs when it comes to PvP. You see I've already got a couple of interrupts on this guy. The Executioner wheel, I really like it. It's just against this beast mode and the way he's using it, it's fairly predictable and slow. He does obviously catch me a few times, but you see that I'm generally the one that's doing the damage in this fight, especially when he uses the transform mode. It's not got great range. He does obviously catch me off here because I get stuck in a grave. He almost kills me. But yeah, it's not great, especially against the Beast Claw mode when I'm flying around the place encircling him all the time. It's not his best choice. But as I say, he just keeps healing and keeps getting blood bullets to shoot me with his repeating pistol. So a lot of people might not particularly enjoy this fight, but I thought it'd be good just to show the Beast Claw at length during a lengthy fight. You see my main attacks that I'm using here is I'm dashing R1s, and they are really good for the Beast Claw. You can mainly win a fight the Beast Claw. This is how I've won. It's by dashing in with a quick R1 or 2 and then you get out, and that's it. Occasionally you get the transform L1 attack in. The jumping R2, while extremely cool, isn't the greatest in the arsenal in my opinion. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, and it can leave you really open, especially people who know how to counter it. Now you see here again, I get him down really low, but he's just backing off and healing. It's getting quite frustrating for me at this point. You see me trying to shoot him there. I've actually run out of blood bullets at this point, but I reload. this is why I don't like healing in fights. It just prolongs them. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best PvPer, but it is clear that I'm the one that's winning this fight. But we just have to go on for so long, just because the set of rules that we've established is that we're healing. And at the end of the day, I feel like your opponent versus you, one of you is going to be the winner, no matter how the length of time that goes on. That's just me, and it just prolongs it unnecessarily. And again, I hope that people don't, mind me showing this one, that we're healing and stuff. But again, I think it showcases the Beast Claw at its best. I am just running circles around him. You see me just dashing around him, and I'm behind him, and I'm slashing him so often, I'm getting quite a good bit of beast build up actually. But again, he just backs off and uses the graves to block me, and fair enough to him. But it didn't do him great in the end anyway. He still lost, and it just prolonged the fight unnecessarily, in my opinion. And again, you actually see that the untransformed R1 is actually really good as well. It's not just the transform mode that you should consider. The beast mode overall is a lot of fun, and you definitely should all try it. It's not my most viable build, in my opinion. But again, you see that I'm hitting out with those R1s, doing a lot of damage. When I start, you can tell now that I'm getting quite tired. I am just spamming these R1s just to finish the fight, and it finishes him off. You can tell that he's not going to stop healing, so you just have to corner him and slash him to death, basically. Now this one, apologies for starting halfway through. This is where I invaded. The only reason I started halfway through is because I wasn't expecting it to start this quickly. As soon as I spawned, this person started attacking me. Now again, I'm not one to criticise. People can fight in however way they want, but my set of rule is I always have a bow first. We kind of take our steps. No one starts attacking straight away until obviously we've done our courtesies and whatnot. Again, obviously, like, you're free to defend your world however you see fit. It's just that my opinion is, if you're in this area at this level, you are here to PvP, and if your way of PvPing is just to wait for the person to come out and start attacking them as soon as they're there and they're not even orientated, that's not great in my opinion. But again, whatever floats your boat. And again, I just R1 mash this person to death because again they're quite frustrating. And you can see that it's not the most skillful way, but the Beast Claw can get the job done if you just hit that R1, tap them against a wall. Again, another aspect of it. Now this fight also demonstrates that if you're fighting someone with the Beast Claw, do not fight them in an enclosed area like this. This guy's using the Saw Spear, one of my favourite weapons actually, but it just basically gets trapped numerous times. And you see that I'm just following him everywhere. I'm about to use the charging R2 here. Yeah, so that's holding down circle and then just pressing R2 when you're against your opponent. And you see that's a really great move. It looks really cool. You're dragging your claws against the ground, and it does quite a lot of damage. Again, in my opinion, a lot better than the jumping R2, which looks cool, but it isn't worth the risk-reward ratio, in my opinion. So that was my first one as Beast Mode, back way, which is why I'm wearing armor, because I wasn't as confident then as I am now with the Beast Mode. Again, I'm not professing to be the greatest. I just wanted to showcase how great, how fun this is actually. And this is my last fight, which we're ending on a loss. But I just like this fight because this guy was, was great to fight with. He's a really great opponent. I fought against him numerous times this night. Might have only beaten him once, but he beat me all several times. But it was great fun, and I got a lot of practice with Beast Mode against him. Again, using the Burial Blade, so he's completely outreaching me. That's, in my opinion, the shortcoming of the Beast Claw. Not only are you a glass cannon, but it's just you have to close the distance, and in this game, that's a big thing. Especially with a lot of people are playing blood tinge builds now, and they can just shoot you to death. The Evelyn, I had a couple of those. Not even worth showing. Again, in my opinion, not the most fun way to play, but again, play however you want. But in my opinion, not great to show. But this fight, on the other hand, is really great. You see that the Burial Blade, that transform attack, you can quite easily interrupt. Despite that, I still don't win this. He is just a great PvPer, and I didn't have my Claw Mark Rune on at this point, so I couldn't take full advantage of it. And again, I get a bit greedy here because I feel like I'm about to win, so I'm chasing him everywhere. Which is what happens when you're Beast Mode. You do just get a bit blood drunk, like the blood drunk hunters, and you just go in for the kill when unnecessarily I could have just backed off and won that fight. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's Beast Mode. It's brilliant. It's great for RP. Looks fun, and it is a lot of fun to play. So definitely recommend using it. It just takes a while to get used to it, especially if you use the longer range weapons. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment, like, dislike, and please subscribe if you want more content, and cheers for taking the time to watch this PvP demonstration. Thanks for watching.